It's the morning of day one. Time to get up, make some coffee, put some clothes on. Let's see about putting a stick in a buck this morning. It'd be nice if I had breakfast, but didn't really think that one through. But I do have apples and oatmeal cookies and buffalo flavored pretzel flat things. So I'm not gonna starve to death. So it's early Sunday morning, day one, and so far, nothing. It's kind of pretty, but kind of gross. A little foggy, a little rainy. I've listened to a rabbit get chased all around God's green earth, and I think he might have gotten busted. But so far, no deer action. Well, that's the morning sit. Pretty fun little sit. Had a little forky get within 60 yards. Not exactly within my range, and not exactly what I'm looking for. But, he was had a pretty big body. Sometimes I think those younger ones are probably a little better anyway. They're more tender. They're least likely to have issues with CWD. So, none of that's really relevant this time, though, because I didn't get a shot. He didn't wind me. He didn't hear me. But he did not like the fact that my blind was here. And I'm a little surprised that he caught me that far out, because I got a huge cedar tree back here behind me, plenty of brush. I really thought that I would have been a little better hidden than that, but deer see things we don't see, apparently. So I'm going to pack up, go back to the camper, go buy some real groceries, and come back later this afternoon. The Drury Deercast says this afternoon will be good through 6 o'clock, so we'll maybe go sit on the hilltop stand this afternoon and see what happens up there. Well, we're back out here. This time we're up at the hilltop stand. A little bit more open area, a lot more food, and a little bit more sign. I'm just going to see what happens. It's still kind of windy, still kind of gross. It's just cool enough to want to wear extra layers, but not cold enough to be comfortable wearing extra layers. And I forgot a chair, so I'm sitting on a cinder block for the next 3 hours. See how that goes. Wish me luck.
If you watched the setup video, you know my week started off with a healthy dose of optimism for the week to come. My assertion that I felt it possible, nay likely, that I would kill 1, maybe 2 deer immediately betrays a common misconception we often have about the rut's ability to outweigh all elements, including weather, habitat, and the sheer stupidity that the average human is capable of. I've been watching my game cameras like a hawk for months. I've seen at least half a dozen bucks I would be more than happy to shoot. I'd love to have a buck and a doe to fill both my tags and my freezer. As I began my day with coffee, I could hear the rain on the camper roof. The forecast was for rain, which would let off early, offering a good outlook for the morning. That potential would materialize almost immediately after the rain let up. Sadly, my blind placement strategy was poor, and the first buck of the week, a small forky, saw my setup and chose to bust out instead of hanging around to find out if he was in danger. That was the only deer to be seen on day 1. On the evening of day 1, I sat on the hilltop stand on the south side of the property. I'll avoid trying to drum up some fake drama around that hunt and just admit it was dead. No deer, no turkey, no coyote, not even the ever-present armadillo. When I say it was dead, I mean it was dead. I spent a lot of time obsessing about which week to take for this trip. I made my final decision based on the 10-day forecast, which originally reflected a cold front coming in with lows in the high 20s and highs in the 40s. As the day to leave approached, I could see that promise fading fast. By the time I packed up and was on the road, the forecast now showed highs nearing 80 and lows in the 50s and 60s. All I could do was head out and pray that the deer's drive to reproduce would outweigh everything, including the weather. Stay tuned to find out.
Well, that's a wrap on day 1. That's sweet hair, but that's about all I can say for it. 1 deer, no shot, kind of crappy weather.
I did see 2 deer as I was walking back to the camper in the dark. So maybe they'll be up in the morning and they'll want to play. Anyway, gonna go to bed and we'll see what happens on day 2.